Hello, friends, and welcome once again to LegalBiz Cafe. I am your host, attorney Shaune B. Arnold, and tonight we are holding the vision. But before we go getting all insightful, I want to talk to you for just a moment about what we are doing here on LegalBiz Cafe. This is a place where you come to get your mindset straight as the entrepreneur. We deal with the emotional issues that stop you dead in your tracks and make it feel impossible for you to build your business. I also invite you to listen to my other podcast, Your Business Accelerated. On that show, we deal with hardcore business issues that can tank your business if you aren't careful and diligent. So when you listen to LegalBiz Cafe and Your Business Accelerated, you are getting everything you need as an entrepreneur to build a world-class business. Let's discuss what it takes to be a world-class performer. To be successful, you need to hold the vision. Now, holding the vision is all about keeping your vision when all about you are losing theirs and blaming their loss of vision on you. How do you even begin to hold the vision? I think that you have to start with actually capturing the vision. That's the first step. To capture the vision, you want to find the underpinnings, the framework that provides structure to the dream. Then you need to put the flesh and clothes on that framework. There's a passion to your vision that is absolutely necessary if you're going to keep that vision for the long term. Some people will tell you that you should build a movement around your vision, because if you can make it bigger than you are, then you are building something of a legacy. You are building something that will last for the long term. Does that seem impossible? Well, Walt Disney once said, "It's kind of fun to do the impossible." Boy, he really did the impossible, didn't he? With Disneyland, movies, and global Disney World theme parks. His success almost surely exceeded his dream. But let's think for a moment about Walt Disney, the visionary. You know, he really suffered for his vision. He did. He weathered debt. He went into bankruptcy a few times. There were a lot of people that simply did not support his dream. He even had, heard tell, more than one nervous breakdown in his lifetime. Now, I don't know if the nervous breakdown was related to his dream or to the impossibility or seeming impossibility of making his dream happen, but he did suffer. He suffered a lot for his dream. Now, I'm not saying that you need to suffer like that, not in the way that he did for your passion, but you do have to commit to your vision. There are a couple of components to committing to your vision. First of all, you have to understand what the vision really is and what it entails. You need to know what the moving parts are. Secondly, you need to be able to communicate your dream, not just to your team, but also to the marketplace, to whomever it is that you are trying to bring your vision to or bestow your vision upon. You need to be able to communicate that vision. Take your time and don't set any artificial deadlines for yourself, but do meet with your mastermind team and create a business plan. Think out 3 to 5 years into the future and map out as many of the moving parts as you possibly can. As your business idea develops, you may find that a good portion of what happens is unexpected. You may be gobsmacked by the amount of time it takes to get your dream off the ground and how many obstacles you have encountered. It may be more difficult than you expect. This is when fully understanding your vision and its moving parts becomes critical. You need to be flexible as you build your dream. The technology underlying your business model may change. The market may change. Your understanding of your own moving parts may change. You may realize that you need to go a different way. Don't lose your way in all of this. That's extremely important. Refer often to your written business plan. It's not a document that you write and stick in a drawer. It's a dynamic document that can be tweaked as your understanding of the marketplace and how to position your business grows. You have to execute on your vision. So many people get stuck right here in paralysis of analysis. They throw so many roadblocks in their own way that they fail to launch. A lot of people are big dreamers, but they lack focus. We talked about focus on a fairly recent episode of LegalBiz Cafe. I encourage you to go back and listen to that episode. I give you some really solid tips on how to actually focus so you can weed out the distractions and busy work that you do to convince yourself that you're following through on your vision, but you're not. Focus is what separates the visionaries from the dreamers. You have to be relentless to make your dream come true. The law of attraction involves focus and work. Now, as you build your dream, you are going to get your feelings hurt. You're going to have people who are going to tell you no. Murphy's Law says when you are about to execute your grandest maneuver, anything that can go wrong will go wrong. And it might go wrong twice. So you have to be relentless. You have to be persistent. If you want that dream, you have to be committed to it. Some people get stuck in the feeling of overwhelm that we get into when we feel we are in over our head. My question for you is, do you have the skill set to make your dream come true? Do you have the knowledge base to make it happen? Do you have the energy that it takes in order to make your dream come true? If you are lacking in any of these respects, then I encourage you to spend some time building a team, bringing some people in around you that are going to help you execute that dream. You need to associate your business with people who have skill sets that you don't have, people who have a wider knowledge base than you have. Hire people that can see the big picture when you can't see it, and who can hold the vision for you when your sight is failing you. This is where coaching is particularly valuable. A coach can tell you how you need to tweak your performance, how you need to turn and perhaps go in a different direction or do something a little bit differently. Now, here's something very important for you as you are building that team, and I believe this is something that is going to make that team building really stick. A lot of people ask noted professionals to be their team members. I get that a lot myself. I am often invited to sit on boards of directors. Sometimes the invitation comes because they don't want to pay for legal advice, so they want me to be on their board of directors, thinking that the legal advice is then free. When building your board of directors or when fielding invitations to join other boards, you need to know the value of the person you're bringing onto your team, or your own value if you've been invited to join a board. Concentrate on building value into your business. Ask professionals to join your team, but make them feel as though there is an equal exchange taking place. Compensate them if possible, or find a way to refer business to them. If people feel valued, they are more likely to give you everything they've got. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for joining me on this week's episode of LegalBiz Cafe. I am your host, attorney Shaune B. Arnold, reminding you, as always, to maximize your competence, to get confidence you need to succeed. I invite you to follow me on LinkedIn, Twitter, X, and Facebook. In all of those places, my moniker is Shaune.Arnold. I'll see you next week right here on LegalBiz Cafe. See you then, friends.